All right, we are going to Plasti-Dip the emblems on the back of my Toyota Tacoma. And first of all, I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit and then wipe it off with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So away we go. And one thing to do is to make sure a lot of the grit gets out and that things are actually dry in the crevices here. This is a fairly complex emblem. You'll notice that there's connections between some of the lettering. Great place for a little grime to collect itself. And you don't want that sealed under the Plasti-Dip. So I'm just going to use a, what do you call it, a toothpick here because it's way skinnier than my fingertip. I don't know if you can see that, but you can tell it's already dirty. Just doing a visual inspection in there. Just make sure there's not a piece of sand or grit or something like that that's going to end up being trouble. Nice thing about toothpicks, they'll get a good clean, a lot of good pressure on there without damaging the paint. And my truck is not a spring chicken anymore, so need to baby it as much as I can. The next thing I'm going to do is use a paper towel and a little bit of a rubbing alcohol. Bad thing about rubbing alcohol, it evaporates really quick off of one of these things. So just kind of dab it up a little bit. Do surface wipe before it evaporates. Try to get the top, the sides, the bottom. Just trying to get any sort of film that might have been left behind, including, I don't know, maybe a little bit of the soap. Also, if you're going to be doing this for a lot of emblems on your car or truck or whatever you might be doing, you might want to use gloves because this is going to dry out your skin. I'm just doing this for right now, so I think my skin will be all right. Once again, I'm going to use a fresh toothpick, the wet paper towel, and I'm going to go in between the all the little nooks and crannies here just to get that cleaned up as well. All the little tight crevices where my big fat fingers won't fit. All right, so I think that does it, and it picked up a little bit of stuff. I don't know if you can see that or not, but got some. It's probably about the cleanest that emblem's been in a long, long time. And the next step will be to mask it off. Use some blue tape and some newspaper. Let's see how it goes. Actually, did one earlier on a test on another part of the vehicle. Turned out just fine. Just so I would be, reasonably sure I knew what I was doing before I videoed myself. So I'm just going to reuse this piece. Notice that I'm giving a little bit of space there because after you get done, you're going to start peeling, and it's nice to have something, fairly wide to begin that peel. Otherwise, you're digging it out with just the toothpick, which is more time consuming. So trust me, you'll see what I'm talking about. honestly, given the spacing and stuff like that for overspray, this is actually pretty good. I just noticed the overspray seemed to go somewhere like that. Nothing too serious. So I'm not going to get carried away. Also, like if I were to overspray somewhere outside the body, apparently microfiber and just the slightest amount of elbow grease gets rid of it. All right, here is the aforementioned Plasti-Dip. You're going to want to shake this for at least a minute. Just get a good shake, make sure it's spun up really well. One thing I haven't seen in any of the other videos about Plasti-Dip is when you get finished putting on a coat, upside down, spray it, clear the nozzle. You're dealing with a spray-on rubber adhesive. I would imagine that could gum up that little nozzle pretty well. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you kind of get an even coat. You're dealing with a 3D object, so you're going to have to do the top, sides, and the bottom. Make sure the edges are brandished down so that you'll have a nice clean edge to start your peel with. And moment of truth. The first coat is going to be very light. In fact, people have described it as being an oily texture. So don't get carried away. Hold the nozzle, 6-10 inches away. And let's see if I can mess this up. And that's where I'm going to stop. The can says like 30 minutes. I heard anecdotally that like 10-15 minutes is plenty. And so on the previous emblem that I did, I waited about 10-15 minutes between each coat, and I did 4 coats, and I think that turned out just fine. I mean, it looks great, but that's kind of my approach to this. And yeah, we're probably going to like 14 minutes. All right, let's give it a shot. I think that's enough. Let's go ahead and give this a little while to dry. You're gonna notice when you put this on, it's gonna have a stipple, orange peel look, whatever. That does, for the most part, even out when it dries. So don't panic, don't worry, it's gonna turn out okay. Seeing it a little shallow on the bottom. Let me shoot that one more time. All right, fast forward a little bit. It's been about, let's see, probably a little over 15 minutes this time. It's looking dry, it's looking smooth, and that's just 2 coats. So we might be halfway there. I might go 5 on this one. We'll see how I feel. Let's go. That seems too quick, but I think that's a good coat. Fast forward again. We're getting the same look. Things are looking smooth. Things are looking pretty uniform. So far can't complain. Let's go with coat number 4. Coat number 4. Let's stop. I've actually put 5 coats on. I did not record the 5th one. Sorry, but back up and watch the previous one, it was the same thing. No surprises, no nothing new, but I have let it, how long has it been? Probably almost a half an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the masking, and we'll get started with the peel. I don't know if you can see, but it's already peeling at the corner, but I'm going to stop that from happening. Maybe I'll leverage it. Let's see what it does. Kind of pull away, let that film approach the emblem. There is no magic here. You just do it. You start peeling away. It seems to just separate itself right where it's supposed to. So if there's any magic in this entire process, it's that. It's that it makes peeling this stuff incredibly easy. Let's see if I spoke too soon. Still going with the theme of pulling it away from the emblem. All right, so as you can see, I mean, the roughest areas need a little attention, but look, I mean, the edging around it, it's already doing pretty good. Now it's time to get a trusty toothpick that I somehow don't have with me. I'm back, and I got 3. Hopefully I don't need that many. Better have too many than have to get up again. I'm getting kind of old. Maybe I shouldn't spend so much time on the ground. Anyway, try to get a little bit of the rubber film here. I've seen all kinds of little help videos talking about a way to just kind of reach and grab, slightly twist, and it'll just come out. It's not doing that for me. So bear with me. All right, talk about being old. I decided to get a chair because old. All right, I'll just do this. I'll probably speed it up so I don't bore you to death. That actually worked. I got just a little bit of it. It seemed to stick to the toothpick, and I was able to pull the film, and it just kind of went all the way to the end of that crook of the 6. All right, now for the closed loop of the 6. Wish me luck. Now what I'm doing is I get the toothpick down in there, and I work on the body work. I'm kind of careful not to be digging into the actual emblem itself. I want to leave that rubber coating intact on that. So it's tedious. I've heard some people call this like satisfying, like peeling off tape or whatever, but that might be like the technology device unboxings that I just don't get. I just want this to be over. I wouldn't call it easy, but it doesn't take too long either. I can't call this fun, but Well, I don't think I'm going to quit my day job, but that's good enough for me. Now I just have to do it to the rest of the emblems, right? As soon as I get done with all that, I'll walk around and show them all to you a little close up. So, but that's basically it. All right, so this is how things turned out. Go to the other side of the tailgate here. Not perfect. I see in the R I need to dig out a little bit more of the rubber booger. Let's run around the side here. That's what it looks like on the door. And thereabouts you have it. Hopefully able to pick up something from this. Like I said, I'm definitely a hobbyist about this sort of thing, so I am not an expert. And it turned out halfway okay. So, hey, it's, you know, a $7, $8 can of Plasti-Dip and a little bit of time and a lot of patience.